Well, the plan to keep the government funded includes more money for the Secret Service.
Yes, which some people think is a bit controversial here. Doug Luzader joins us from Washington this morning. Doug, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, so how much extra money are we talking about here for the Secret Service, and why are some people against this?
Well, you know, you're talking about $200 million, and we should point out that there is bipartisan support for this. I mean, this is likely to pass. This is part of this deal to keep the government operating at least through the election, a little bit beyond that, to prevent a government shutdown that would have happened at the end of the month. There is a real bipartisan, it isn't often we say this, there is a real bipartisan unity here to do something about the Secret Service, to figure out what the issue is. But is it because of poor management, or is it because of lack of funding, or is it a combination of the two? Congress is still in the midst of figuring that out. In the meantime, they're going to give the Secret Service a lot more money as they deal with the with what remains of this this election. So 6 more weeks to go here.
Yeah, obviously they definitely have their work cut out for them, and while they're trying to protect all of the people involved in the election and those who are outside of it in politics as well, the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI are testifying before Congress. So how do we expect this to go? They have a lot of big questions to answer as well.
And there's questions about the levels of cooperation at those government agencies, particularly the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security. Are they providing enough information? The FBI is, of course, tasked with investigating these assassination attempts. The Department of Homeland Security oversees the Secret Service. So what information will we get from them, and how cooperative will they be? That's still to be determined. At this first hearing, this first House hearing this week to look into these assassination attempts, we're going to hear from state and local law enforcement, we understand, to get their perspective on this. And, you know, there's been some finger pointing here, because local police agencies are supposed to work kind of hand in glove with the Secret Service, and there were some clear communication breakdowns here at the very least.
Doug, any insight or word into the specifics that Congress is going to try to do to increase protection with 42 days until the election to protect these candidates?
Well, there's already been this effort to tell the Secret Service that you have to provide the same level of protection to these candidates that you give to a sitting president, for instance. The Secret Service says they have already ramped up protection in the wake of that first assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. You know, beyond that, though, is it a resource question? Do they have all the agents they need to protect these candidates at a heightened threat environment?
All right, we'll see what the answers to all of these questions will be when they're on the hot seat. We appreciate you.
Thank you.